What is going on? It is Gino Bonino. Long time I missed you guys. I've been gone on vacation, as what this video is about. I am back. No worse for the wear. However, I can't say the same for my property. Again, I posted this on Instagram. Make a long story short, I went on vacation to Wisconsin, where I was born and raised, and while I was there, I happened to run into a collection, which is what I'm going to show you today. But to make things a little bit more interesting, as I was coming home, we had a hurricane. And it happened to hit exactly where we were supposed to land, in North Carolina. And make a long story short, our flight was canceled, so we had to kind of ride it out and watch it from a couple hundred miles away, which is quite stressful. On the nerves, not being home and not knowing how things are working out as far as electricity being out and your house getting destroyed and things like that. But again, it worked out pretty good. We lost a few trees and limbs and things like that, but it was primarily cosmetic damage. So we got things squared away, and everything is fairly back to normal. Just to give you a little heads up what happened, again, and this is maybe a lesson here, which is always check, if you go to a certain area, especially areas where it may be a little bit less populated than where you currently live, always check for comic book collections. I find I personally have the best luck on Facebook Mktplace, and sure enough, what I did is you go to an area and you can increase or decrease your area of searching. And what happened is a gentleman was selling a comic book collection. It was a collection that he had since he was basically a kid, and so there was a lot of older books, a lot of Silver Age, a lot of Bronze Age stuff, which is what I'm going to primarily show you guys. The bad side of that, though, is it was a collection which was red. So you're not going to have too much here. That's, there's not many 9/8 candidates for certain. But again, it was a nice collection. I didn't really get a book count until I started. Another thing about it is it was a raw collection, which means some of it was not in bags and boards. Actually, most of it was not in bags and boards. And I had to transport it across country. So what I ended up doing was bagging it up as best I could. Luckily, he had enough of the old-fashioned heavy-duty plastic bags to where I could stick 2 or 3 comics in and pile it in a carry-on luggage. I put some cardboard down, some bubble wrap, kind of like what I would do if I was going to be shipping a couple hundred books. And I find that basically about 125 or 135 books fit pretty nicely in a piece of carry-on luggage. So what I did was went that route, put it on my carry-on, kept it with me, and when I got home, had some work to do, had to do some, again, bagging and boarding, which you have to keep that in mind and add that into your expenses. I really don't charge for my time. I get satisfaction and enjoyment of bagging and boarding and cleaning and doing things of that nature, but certainly the expense of the boards and bags themselves, you have to enter, keep that in mind when you buy a collection, especially, again, if it's a raw collection like this. And also, a lot of the books needed a little TLC. I'm probably going to be doing some pressing and some cleaning and things like that, especially if I do anything with any of these books. But again, it's a sweet collection. As I mentioned on Instagram, there's nothing here that comes jumping out. There's no holy grails or anything like that, but it's a nice, sweet, historic, just a nice collection that, again, is some DC, some Marvel, very few independent books. However, there are a few Carltons and things like that. What I did is I could only fit about half of the collection, so I left half back at home, or back where I was vacationing, where I grew up. And I took what I felt to be the cream of the crop and brought that back with me, and the other stuff I'll get next time when I head there, and it'll definitely take another load to get it home. But let's get to it. You've basically been waiting long enough. I've got things alphabetized. What I did is went through, bagged, boarded, alphabetized. This is Action Comics 346, I believe. Yes, just a very cool Supergirl, Superman cover. with a date stamp, 1965, I believe, or let's see, can't really tell that last digit. December 29, 1960 something. It might be 61 or 62, I don't know. But anyway, that's my first book. Next is Action Comics, number 398. Once again, a cool Superman cover, a 15 center. And do bear with me, this will be a little bit longer but video than normal, but I do want to kind of put things back as I get them out. We've got Action Comics 434. Again, who can't relate to going to the dentist and getting something extracted? Looks like Soups is getting his tooth pulled. Krypton Connection is the title of this book. Now we're on to Adventure Comics 347. Like I mentioned, a lot of these are in rough shape. This is an example of that. If you look, there's spine wear galore. Most of them will have some straightened out dog ears and things like that, so they will have some creases. But again, overall, I'm very happy with the collection, especially, again, we came up with a price per book that was very... I felt real good about. This is Adventure 372, again, a 12 center. And I won't have a lot of time to give too much commentary because I do want to kind of get through this. Adventure 385, Supergirl cover, and Adventure Comics number 435. Now we move into the Spectre. Again, 15, 20 cent, anything 20 cent and below are, in my opinion, very nice books to add to any collection. Again, this stuff, they don't make any more of them, never go out of style. Great to have in your collection. Adventure 431, once again, another Spectre. Now we got a couple Marvel books. We've got Adventure into Fear, number 25, the solo Morbius run of the title. And now we have some Amazing Spider-Man. This is the AIM toothpaste. I've got a couple of these, I think, the AIM toothpaste giveaway, featuring the Green Goblin on the cover. This is a one-shot giveaway. I think some were given away with toothpaste and others weren't, or send in or something like that. So there's two versions of this book, but again, there is a price on it, but it's got an extra at 40 cents. And we have Amazing Spider-Man number 82, number 83, number 88, number 92, and my personal favorite, 93, just the cool Prowler cover. Then we've got a little bit more of the 70s. We go into issue 115, the old Doc Ock Aunt May storyline, and 138. And the first appearance, I believe, of the Grizzly, 139. And then we have some Avenger books, 56. And a book that people have been specking on a little bit. I'm glad it was in the collection, number 69. Once again, a 15 center. Number 93. Kind of a square bound, a little bit thicker book. And again, if you look at the spine, a little bit rough on the edges, granted, but everything's complete. There's nothing here that's, we don't have any ripped or split covers or anything like that. 132 and 179. Then we're going on to Batman. We've got Batman number 223, Batman and Robin 231, $263, $281, and we get into Brave and Bold, featuring Batman and Sergeant Rock, number 124. And we've got a kind of a strange Buzzy, I think kind of DC's answer to Archie. This is Buzzy number 47. Captain America Giant Size number 3. And now we get into the regular series, number 128. And 154. And now we get into the Falcon, where the Falcon was added after run into the series 157, and another copy, 2 157s. There's about 3 or 4 issues that there's duplicates here. A lot of times what happened is it's where somebody had a subscription and they also got a copy off the shelf. So I know myself, I have a couple duplicates that's what happened. 181 and 182, 184, and I have a few of the kids comics or the Harveys. There's a bunch I left at home, but some of the more notable ones, like if it was the first issue or whatever, I did take with me. This is Casper, Strange Ghost Stories number 1. A bunch of horror books, Chamber of Chills number 8. And they'll be coming up, Chili number 6. Creatures on the Loose featuring Man Wolf, number 33. And then there was a few Daredevils. I've got number 67, featuring Stiltman. Black Widow and Daredevil number 94. $113. $114. $118. And $156. Cool fight that he's having with his old self in the yellow costume. Then we're going into some Dark Shadows. Now, Dark Shadows, to be honest with you, are one of those books where the only way you're going to find the issue number is to look inside. And I'm not sure, I'm not going to do that. So I know these are early on in the series. I remember this cover being one of my favorites back in the day. And this one as well. It was crazy how hot Dark Shadows was at one time. Another 15 center. And again, I'll probably add in editing the issue numbers, but because I didn't write it yet on the back of the bag, I don't have that right on the top of my head, and I don't have that much recognition on these older Silver and Bronze Age books to where I know exactly how they are, just sight unseen. Dead of Night, Marvel Comics number 7. Skull cover. And Giant Size Defender number 3. Nice book to have in there. First Korvac Book has definitely gotten a little bit, has kind of cooled off a bit, but I have a feeling it's going to get hot again once the MCU starts firing back up. Tech Comics, Detective Comics number 339, I believe. 350, excuse me. And 355. And this is 362, I believe. Is it 360 or 362? 362. Got a couple of those. And 444, kind of a triple 100-pager. I think, yeah, 100 pages. Big, thick comic. 457. Doctor Strange number 3. And I love this cover. Number 4. Giant size Fantastic Four number 3. And the regular series issue 100. (103) with Submariner. And 111. And again, I understand just a random collection here for certain. I mean, you know, there's no huge runs, but once again, sweet books, you know, nonetheless. Anytime I see a collection that's got bronze and silver in it, I think it's worth picking up again, especially if the price is right, and I feel it was here. 126 with kind of a swipe off the original Fantastic Four number 1 with Mole Man. 147 in the funky disco costume for Namor. 152. $153. And then Forever People, we go into a DC book, number 3. I believe that's Kirby art. Yes, it is, for sure. I could tell by the helmet. Then again, this is just a cool book, again, that I remember my brother used to get a lot of these underground books. Freak Brothers, I don't know, I think that's I want to say number 4 or 5. Ghosts from DC, issue number 1. We have a little streak of ghosts. We have 24. And for fans of the horror books, these are, again, excellent, very cool books. 46. And Ghostly Haunts, Carlton book, number 40. Ghost Manor, 15 center, number 16. Number 17. And then a Pence book, UK book, number 26, excuse me. Ghosts, Dr. Graves, a 12 center. Let's see, number 14. Ghost Rider from, I believe, the second series, number 5. Might be the 3rd. And we've got a little run of Dell Ghost Stories with the painted covers. Once again, I don't have the issue numbers memorized. I'll try to throw it in on the screen. I do have it in my computer, but I just didn't transfer it. I didn't put a sticker on the back of these yet. I'll do that before I throw them in the collection. But definitely some cool covers. And again, here's another example of a book that will need some cleaning, need a press. But, you know, again, it's certainly nothing that I'm going to be hurrying to do. I guess if somebody buys a run or something like that, I would definitely clean it up. Luke Cage, Hero for Hire, issue number 4. And we have a few Hulk books. We have number 113, 185, 231, 265 with the diamond price variant, 266. Then we get into House of Secrets, number 115. 124. 126, I believe. 129. Now a nice 3-book set, 3-book run, Howard the Duck, number 1. And I showed these on Instagram too. And of course, number 3 for the Howard the Duck fans from the first series. Human Torch, number 2. Invaders, number 1. And Iron Fist, number 1. Iron Man, number 7. Number 71. '89. Now we're getting into Jimmy Olsen, Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, I believe issue 89. This one's a little bit rougher shape than I would like. Okay. And 124. Oops. 127. Probably my favorite cover of the Jimmy Olsen books, 136, with the, reminds me of the Jolly Green Giant. And 137. Joker, number 7, with Scarecrow on the cover. We have a few Archie books in here. This is number 8, Jughead's All New Jokes. And Jungle Action featuring Black Panther, number 12. Karate Kid, number 1. Number 2. Call, number 1. And we have another Archie book. We have Laugh, number 271. No innuendo books even in here. I was looking for those. Lois Lane, number 103, 15 center. Lois Lane, number 110. And Lovelon, strange book, a 10-center, number 34. Luke Cage, Power Man, number 33. Giant Size Man Thing, number 3. Number 4. Marvel Chillers, featuring Modred the Mystic, number 1. Marvel Double Feature, number 5. Basically redo of Captain America. Marvel Premiere, featuring Doctor Strange, number 13. Marvel Premiere Iron Fist, number 19. Number 21. 24. 25. And Marvel Premiere, first appearance of Weird World, I believe, number 38. Mighty Thor in Marvel Spectacular, once again just a kind of a reprint of a Thor book, number 9. And Marvel Superheroes, 25, and I think I have 27. And again, for comic historians, people that love, I mean, you know, just incredible art. I believe that's Kirby art. Marvel Team Up, number 30, featuring the Falcon, and 35, featuring the Human Torch and Doctor Strange. And Marvel 2-in-1, number 4. Master of Kung Fu, Giant Size, number 3, kind of a little mini key. Again, a little rough around the edges. Master of Kung Fu, number 18. Number 21. $25. 26. 34. 38. This guy was into karate stuff and kung fu. I had a bunch of the old-fashioned, vintage karate books. So he was heavy into Shang-Chi and Iron Fist and stuff like that. Millie the Model, number 129. 12 center. Mr. Miracle, number 2. Definite cool book. And Monsters on the Prowl, number 29. Kind of a Frankenstein thing-looking dude. Definitely probably one of the better books in the collection. New Gods, number 1. And number 2. Bear with me here. We're almost done, guys. The Prez, number 1. Kind of a book about a young kid becoming president of the United States. Scooby-Doo, number 1, from I think the second series, the Carlton series. Still a good book to have. Again, worth taking. You left, like I said, most of the kids' books home, but I felt that was a good one just to grab and take with me. And I don't know what issue this is, but it must have been one of the better ones, so I took it with me. The Whitman. Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos, number 34. And number 79. Silver Surfer, number 17. Wish it was in better shape. That's the second copy I have of that. That's in pretty rough shape. Spidey Super Stories featuring Kraven the Hunter, issue number 2 and number 3. Don't know the issue. I think 17, Star Trek, original or second series, I believe. Gold Key, and Star Wars. Not the originals, but the Whitmans, which you can always tell with the diamond and also the blank UPC. Number 4, number 5, number 6. It's a shame too, because if they were the originals, they would be a little bit more valuable. Number 14. Strange Tales, number 146. Early Doctor Strange. Strange Tales featuring Brother Voodoo, number 173. Strange Tales 175. Strange Tales featuring Adam Warlock, number 181. $184, back to Doctor Strange. Probably a reprint. The Spectre, cool cover. Number 8. And jumps to 440, Adventure Comics featuring Spectre. That should be in the very first thing. Giant Size Spider-Man and Doc Savage, number 3. Gonna put him back where he belongs. Spider-Woman, number 10. And now we have some Superboy, 167. And 173. $172. Supergirl, number 405. And now we have some early Supermans, nothing too outrageous, number 190. 12-center though. 12-cent Superman is always worth having. 215. $225. $226. $234. $235. $237. $238. And a double size or a giant size, $239. Then we have our only modern books, the only things that were from the 90s and beyond. We've got 1, 2, 3 Death of Supermans, still in the black bag with all the posters and all that kind of stuff. Giant size supervillain team up, number 1, with Doctor Doom and Submariner. May turn out to be a hot book depending on how the next Black Panther movie, if that's featured in there. 116 Swamp Thing, or 16, excuse me. And then Tales of Suspense, number 72, featuring a Nazi robot, and Thor, number 180. Almost done, guys. Again, we're in the T's. Don't have too much longer to go. Thanks for bearing with me. Number 229. And kind of a strange book, but I loved it, so I brought it at 12 center. Timmy the Timid Ghost. Number 10. Timmy needs to be less timid. Tomb of Darkness. Number 9. $13. Once again, the skull cover. Has a little run of Tomb of Dracula here, number 25. Number 27. Number 30, featuring Blade. Or does this have Blade on it? I thought it did. Yep. And Tower of Shadows, number 15. With a one-eyed trouser trout. Oh, looks like he has two eyes. Here's another bunch of books that don't have the issue number right on the front, but I will try to put it in the edited version. Twilight Zone, 15 center, 15 center. Probably my favorite cover of the Twilight Zones. And we've got Uncanny Tales, number 1. Vault of Evil, number 14. I remember these old Marvel books, man. I used to buy the hell out of them. Love the stories. And another copy of that. Vision and Scarlet Witch, a beat-up copy of number 1, but a newsstand copy. And a semi-key, War as Hell, number 9. I believe it was an early, this is an early version of Death. Thanos' Squeeze. And I had 2 of those, but I don't see the other one. If there is another copy somewhere in here, it's probably coming up. War as Hell, number 9. Don't know if I announced that. This explains that. War as Hell, number 9. There's the second copy. And again, Early Death, number 10. Weird Tales, number 1. Weird Wonder Tales, number 2. Weird Wonder Tales, number 3. Number 7. Giant Size Werewolf, number 2. Number 3. Werewolf by Night, number 13, with a date stamp on the W. Number 16. Number 22. Number 23. And here's where you get to this issue and you say, why can't there be one more? Number 31. One more. The next issue, obviously, is the first Moon Knight. Of course, I looked to see if there was a cameo, and I didn't see it. So apparently, he doesn't show up. I don't think, if I remember right, until like the mid part of the book, anyway. Monsters, Where Monsters Dwell, number 11. number 27 featuring Grog. And 29 featuring Ozam or Ozam. And 31. 33 featuring Trag, the thing that haunts the subway. Walt Disney Winnie the Pooh number 70. I don't know why I grabbed this. I think it's an early issue of Winnie the Pooh. Gold Key. Witching Hour number 41. Witching Hour number 47. Witching Hour number 49. 52. 53. This is with beer glasses, without beer glasses. 54. And now we have some sweet X-Men books. We've got number 2, giant size. Again, one issue away from, what you really want to have. 64. 65. And last but not least, number 90. And that is, as far as the comic book portion of the show, now there was some nice magazines that he had. He had Rook number 1. Again, these were basically the magazine size Marvel. There was also some independent too. We've got Tales of Voodoo. What number? I'm not sure once again what these are. Unfortunately, it looks like we have a returned copy of Monsters of the Movies. Typically what happened is this sort of book was at a newsstand, and in order for them to say it didn't sell and get their money back, they would rip the cover, and that would be their indication that their book was no good. Somehow it would find its way in circulation, though, and they'd get their money back for it. But again, cool cover. I like the Barnabas Collins and the Peter Cushing, so I decided might as well keep it. And a beat-up copy of Tales of the Zombie. And 2 or 3 more books here, and then we are done. Chilling Tales of Horror, once again a beat-up copy, and then a little nicer one there. And that is it, guys. I brought, like I mentioned, all this collection, if you can believe it. Went in a carry-on suitcase and a couple other things, and got here. I left the other half back home. I'll probably show that around Christmas time if I head back and pick it up at that point. But this is definitely the better books, or at least the better books from what I collect. I collect, horror and superhero and stuff like that. The other stuff, there's a lot of early Casper and Little Lotta and Hot Stuff and things like that. But again, this is mainly stuff that I collect. If you saw anything you like, if you want to add any comments, if you saw a super key or a junky key or something like that I maybe didn't explain in better detail just because I wanted to kind of rush through this, please leave a comment down in the bottom, guys. Thanks again for watching. And like I said, if you go out of town, check your papers, check your Mktplace and stuff like that. I got a really, really, really good deal on these books. Very happy with what I got. And again, it's right up my wheelhouse as far as stuff that I like to collect. So I had fun showing it to you. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will talk to you later. This is Gino Bonino. Bye for now. Peace.